On June 11th, 2024, Mars is in Taurus and it's going to be forming a challenging aspect to Pluto in Aquarius. Now, it's going to be a square, and a square is formed by two planets that are forming a 90-degree angle, and the energy is always tense. This is a powerful transit that's characterized that has this intense energy and the potential for conflicts. Mars is moved into the grounded earth sign of Taurus on June 9th. Mars is symbolized by the bull. Mars in Taurus is known for its steady and persistent energy in order to move forward at its own pace. This placement, it drives us to achieve our goals. It's about being practical and persistent and having these determined efforts to move forward with a focus on our material and our physical needs. Taurus is an earth sign. It's associated with our material possessions, our security, our sensuality, and Mars here emphasizes our actions that we are willing to seek in order to fulfill our physical and material desires. Now, Pluto in Aquarius, it represents deep transformations through innovation or technology for the collective change. So this placement encourages a breaking away from any outdated structures. It's about embracing these progressive ideas because Aquarius is the sign of rebellion and freedom. Pluto's influence here, it can lead us to push for all types of social reforms or these radical shifts in the collective consciousness. Now, when these two planets are brought together in this square aspect, it brings about conflict and tension. A square aspect, it really represents a conflict between our assertive drive of Mars and the transformative power that comes from Pluto. It affects bringing these power struggles both internally and externally for everyone. You might experience these conflicts with authority figures or challenges in where you want to assert your will. Now, navigating the Mars and square Pluto, look to recognize these power dynamics. Be mindful of situations that can lead to unhealthy power struggles between you and others, whether it's in your personal relationships or in the professional settings. And strive to maintain a balance to avoid being manipulated or you having manipulative tactics. Embrace the transformation because Pluto's influence, it really encourages us to transform and change and evolve. Use this transit as an opportunity to confront or overcome your personal limitations and your personal fears. Reflect on areas of your life that really need to grow, change, and evolve, and take the decisive action to initiate the positive changes that you need in order to move forward. Hi, I'm your astrologer, Patricia Tate, and this is your Mars square Pluto transit for all 12 signs. Now, before we dive in, I want to share about my new Transit Talk webinars. I am going to be offering them. They are these interactive and educational opportunities on a different topic that will be provided each month. To learn more, visit willowgracemystik.com. To get astrology updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. Now let's dive in. So for Aries Sun and Aries Rising, we have Mars in Taurus in your second house. This is important because Mars is your chart ruler. And we have the square to Pluto in Aquarius in your 11th house. So Mars in Taurus, we look at this as a danger with conflict because Mars in Taurus is the bull. It is slow, it's possessive, it's about your food, your resources, your money, your cash, your property. Your second house revolves around topics that are, what do I need in order to feel secure? It's your work ethic. It is your income, your spending goals. The second house represents all topics that revolve around your finances or your personal resources. The second house is your sensual pleasures, it's your belongings, and it's your mental and emotional spiritual resources that you covet in order to feel secure. Now, there can be these combative efforts to that you might feel that it's being taken away because Mars in Taurus here is it is mine. This is my money. These are my resources. This is not a good day to do something risky because this is a fixed square. Neither one of these signs want to move. It's about reevaluating your future because Mars wants to sever and cut. It's about cutting over money and cash and property and resources, anything that belongs to you. Now, Pluto is in your 11th house of your dreams, your hopes, your wishes, your goals, but it's also the people that you network with in order to move towards those aspirations. It's about your group connections or your group affiliations, like your star family. This could be your work associates that you are in teams with, but this can also be where you volunteer or when you want to be of service and help other people. It's supporting the collective. And so Pluto here wants to transform. Now, Mars is saying, what about me? This is mine. Taurus is driven in order to get what it wants. Pluto in Aquarius, with your networking sector, it wants you to honor everyone, and it wants to have you being interacting with the collective, with other people. Now there's going to be this clash because you are being asked to sacrifice and you're saying, I don't think I should have to give this up. I don't think I should have to do this. They didn't work for it. And Pluto is going to say, you're only worrying about yourself. And the Aquarius side feels that you are being selfish and that you're not considering the whole group and the people as a whole, either the networks that you're in, your star family, your organizations or your teams, your social circles. And Mars in your second house here is saying, but what about me? These are my things. This is what I worked really hard for this. I really want this. And so there's going to be a clash of wills between what is yours and what belongs to others. So I encourage you to take a deep breath and pause during this time because this has to be integrated. Squares are meant to bring about tension in order to transform the new, in order to go forward and grow. So Aries, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystik.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Taurus Sun and Taurus Rising, this is really important for you because this is all about you, your first house of self, your identity, how you look, your strength, your habits. I always say that it's things that revolve around your business card or your website or things that you have launched, it's your outlook, you being seen. The first house is your ego. And so we know that Mars here, it's about conflict because Mars in Taurus is being slow and possessive over your personal resources. It's this combative struggle between this is mine. I worked hard for it. This is what I want. I deserve this. And this is not going to be a really good time period because it's a fixed square between Mars and Pluto. Pluto is at the top of your chart, which is in your career sector, your job, your legacy, authority figures, bosses. This can be police. This can be anybody who can be seen as an authority figure over you. But the 10th house is also your public life. The 10th house is your career, your social life, your achievements, your success. It's business related. It's about duty and prestige. And so this fixed square, neither want to give in. It's about reevaluating your future. Mars wants to sever and to cut, and this has to do with your money, your personal resources, everything that has to do personally with you. And you're looking at this and saying, well, what about me? Because Taurus wants to go after what it wants, and Pluto in Aquarius is wanting you to honor everybody, the collective, What about all the other people? They want to take what is yours and disseminate it and make it fair and equitable for other people, like the collective. So this could be an authority figure. I think of it like as eminent domain, or somebody's just saying, you can't take the credit for all of this, that you need to like share it. Now there's going to be this clash between these two areas of your life because you are being asked to sacrifice, and you're looking at this and saying, they didn't really earn it. They didn't really work for it. And they're looking at you and saying, you are only worried about yourself. And there is no I in team. And Aquarius, the Pluto in Aquarius is saying that you are being selfish, or that you're not considering the group as a whole. So with a square, the energy has to be integrated. It cannot be all of one and all of the other. There needs to be some compromise in order to evolve, change, and grow, to move forward with. So Taurus, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystik.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Gemini Sun and Gemini Rising, Mars in Taurus is in your 12th house. Now, the 12th house revolves around topics of self-sabotage, hidden enemies, I didn't see it coming, my worst fears. The 12th house is about you being isolated. It's institutions, hospitalizations, or it's your private inner world. It can be like a prison of sorts, or like even in your mind. And so Mars here is making these connections because it's Scorpio-like energy of danger and conflict. And Mars in Taurus is very slow and wants to be possessive over their own personal resources. So this is you being possessive over your own unconscious self, your dreams, your intuition, like everything is like on fire now. Things that the 12th house represents things that take you away from your everyday life. And it can be karmic debts. The Pluto square comes with your 9th house of cross-cultural experiences, foreign people, places, and things, legal matters. Your 9th house represents imports and exports. It's publishing. It's taking your connections to other people. And so this is a fixed square, and it's really risky at this time because you're having to reevaluate some things in your future. Mars in Taurus wants to cut and sever. You are looking at, this is mine. I worked hard for it. These are my resources. And these are things that you have done alone or done in private. And then you're looking at these people as hidden enemies or people that do not support you. Now, Mars is saying, well, what about me? Pluto in Aquarius is looking at it as you need to honor everyone. You need to be interacting and sharing your gifts, your talents, things, your personal resources with everyone, the collective. And there's this clash with the square because you are being asked to sacrifice. You're being asked to give up. And you're looking at this as they didn't earn it. This is not theirs. They didn't work for it like I did. I had to put forth all of this effort. They did not. Pluto in Aquarius is saying you're only thinking about yourself. And the Aquarius side feels that you are being selfish and that you're not considering the whole group. I'm saying that between this square, you have to find this healthy balance between what is yours and what is others, and the credit, the sharing of, and making things equitable, because both sides are not willing to give in. So Gemini, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystik.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. For Cancer Sun and Cancer Rising, Mars in Taurus is in your 11th house of your dreams, your hopes, your goals, your aspirations, who you network with, your teams, your social circles, where you volunteer. And so Mars in Taurus is, this is mine. I've had to really work for all of these things that I've done within this group. It's about being possessive over your resources. Mars in Taurus can be combative over struggles that have to do with, this is mine, I worked for it, you worry about you, don't touch my stuff. It's the bull in the field. And so it's not a really good day to do anything risky because this is a fixed square between Mars and Pluto. Now, it's going to be a time that you're going to have to be reevaluating, what does the future look like? Mars wants to sever or cut, and this could be over money or resources that you feel are your own or believe that are your own, and this really could be that they are your own. Pluto in Aquarius is in your 8th house of your shared resources, your shared debt, your shared income. This could be shared with business partners, marital partners, or life partners. This could be with family members, with property from and this can also be with exes, with alimony and child support. The 8th house is your joint ventures that you share with other people, and this could be, it's the house of deep psychological bonding, but this can also be your retirement savings, your inheritance, your wills. And so you are looking at this from the perspective of mine, and somebody else is looking at this from the perspective of sharing. And so Mars, what about me? Taurus, wanting to get what you want. And Pluto in Aquarius is saying, look, you need to honor everyone. You need to interact with the collective and share fairly and equitably with everyone. And there's going to be this clash because you are being asked to sacrifice, and you're looking at it as they didn't earn it. They didn't work for it. I don't want to give up what's mine. And Pluto in Aquarius is looking at it from the side of you're only worried about yourself. And the Aquarius in Pluto looks at it as you're being selfish and you're not considering the whole. And so a square needs to be integrated. It cannot be one way or the other way. And this one is a solid fixed clash between you having to decide what are you going to give up, and them deciding how much they're willing to take at this time. So Cancer, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystik.com, and to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Leo Sun and Leo Rising, the Mars square begins with your top of your chart, your 10th house, your career, your job, your legacy, your professional life, your reputation. The 10th house revolves around topics of people of authority. Your 10th house is what you want to achieve. It's your responsibilities. It's your prestige. It's your duty. It's you being seen in the sign of Taurus, like as somebody who knows what they're doing. And it's slow and it's steady. It's about progress over time, you putting in the hard work. It revolves around your personal resources and your reputation. Now, there's going to be this combative struggle that's going to be a power struggle. And so I'm encouraging you to, because this is a fixed square, Pluto is in your 7th house. A fixed square, neither side wants to give in, neither side wants to move. And it's you reevaluating your future with business partners, significant others, clients, one-on-one relationships. The 7th house also represents open enemies and exes. And so when you look at this, Mars wants to sever and cut away anything that has to do with your money, your personal resources. Pluto in the 7th house is revolving around your contractual relationships and love. And the 7th house is negotiation and cooperation. It revolves around topics of your contracts and your promises, and it's trust and connection of things that you share with others. And those could be unwritten or written contracts or bonds. Now, Mars is thinking about, what about me? This is my job, my career. This is what my reputation, and it's driven, you being driven to get what you want. And Pluto in Aquarius is saying, look, you need to honor everyone. You need to share with the collective your resources of what you have. So there's going to be this clash because you are personally being asked to sacrifice, and you're looking at this as, those people, they didn't earn it. Those people, I've been working really hard for it, and they don't deserve it. And I don't want to have to give up what I've had to work really hard for. This is my reputation at stake here. And Pluto in Aquarius is looking at this from, you're only worried about yourself. You're being very selfish. And the Aquarius side feels that you are not considering the group or the whole, and you're just being self-centered. So as a square, it needs to be integrated in order to work out and move forward with. So knowing that this squares your first house of self and opposes who you are, take the time to stop, pause, and breathe before you make any decisions with any actions to cut or sever during this transit. So Leo, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystik.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Virgo Sun and Virgo Rising, Mars in Taurus is in your 9th house. So your 9th house represents topics of these cross-cultural experiences with foreign people, places, and things. So I want you to be thinking about you having possession of your classes, your workshops, things that you've published. The 9th house represents legal matters or access to wisdom or studying, or it's imports and exports and adventures. And Mars in Taurus is slow with your resources. Think about the bull of, it is mine. These things are mine. There's always connections that work with Scorpio with this. So it always, the square can be danger or conflict because it's possession about power struggles of, this is mine. It's in a fixed square to Pluto. Pluto is in Aquarius in your 6th house. So Pluto wanting to have transformation, Aquarius thinking about the general public in your 6th house of where you are of service to other people, your mentors, your guides. It could be coworkers or employees. The 6th house is also self-care, but I'm looking at this as there's this square between what is yours and you taking care of and nurturing yourself, and having to feel the need to give away to others. A fixed square means neither one want to move, and squares need to be integrated in order to evolve, change, and grow. And so this is an opportunity to reevaluate your future, because Mars wants to sever or cut, and like, these are my resources, these are my classes, these are my workshops, these are things that I have done, these are my beliefs, this is my thought system. The 9th house is your dreams, your visions, and it could be universities, publishing, anything that you have done with others or out there in the world, like traveling somewhere. And so this is you saying, this is mine. What about me? This is what I want to do. Being driven to get what you want when you want. Taurus is the bull in the pasture that claims the area that the fence is holding in. And Pluto in Aquarius wants you to think about everybody else. It wants you to interact and honor the collective. Where are you of service to other people with this? You cannot keep anything personally to yourself. There's going to be this clash because you're being asked to sacrifice something, to give up or give away. And you're looking at it as, they didn't earn it. They didn't work for it. I had to work really hard for this. This is mine. And they are looking at it as, you're only worrying about yourself. You're being selfish. And the Aquarius side of this is, you are not considering the whole or the group. And you're looking at it from the perspective of, I had to work really hard to get this. This is what I have done, and they're saying there's no I in team. And so Virgo, there has to be some kind of an integration that both sides kind of integrate and give up a little bit in order to work with this. So Virgo, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystik.com. So for Libra Sun and Libra Rising, Mars in Taurus is in your 8th house of your shared resources. So this is things that you have tied up with others, or people that you are connected with on a deep bonded like level, like a business partner, a significant other, a life partner, certain family members, and this can be exes. I would add in exes, or somebody that you have split ties with, or somebody that you may be wanting to split ties with. Mars in Taurus is can bring about this conflict. Taurus is the bull, and it's saying this is my money, this is my investment, this is my inheritance, this is my will. This money belongs to me. This is my anything that belongs to you that you have tied up with others, with connections that offers resources like investments of things that come back to you. And so Mars in Taurus is being slow about and being possessive about your personal money, finances, resources. And it's these combative power struggles that clash with Pluto. Pluto in Aquarius is in your 5th house of your children, lovers, where you've taken a risk, gambling. The 5th house is where you have taken a risk, and it revolves around topics of creation, like art pursuits, or where you have been creative, art or music, or things that you want to bring about, how you express yourself, and it's recreation and hobbies. And so this clash that comes between these two, it's a fixed square, and so neither one wants to give, and they don't want to move, and you're going to be reevaluating what does your future look like, and where do you want to sever or cut ties with these people or this person. You're looking at this and saying, what about me? This is mine. I have worked really hard. I'm driven. This is what I want. I deserve this. And Pluto in Aquarius is saying, hey, what about everybody else? What about me? And you need to be focused on the collective or the whole, and the word mine, or like me, does not have like it's not a team thing. There's no I in team. And so you are concerned about taking care of your resources, and Pluto is saying let's worry about the collective here. Let's worry about everybody else. And so there's this clash, and you are being asked to sacrifice something, or like money, resources, your opinions, remember, this is your values, your obligations, your debts. Like, you are being asked to sacrifice something that you have worked really hard for to somebody else, or something that you feel didn't earn it, didn't work for it, doesn't deserve it. And the Pluto side is saying, yeah, you're only worried about yourself. And Aquarius is saying, no, you're being selfish and you're not considering the group. And you're going to have to come to an agreement of a balance between these two, because definitely this will definitely be a clash. So Libra, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystik.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Scorpio Sun and Scorpio Rising, this is important because Mars is your chart ruler. And so Mars in Taurus is in your 7th house of your partnerships, the house of love and negotiation. It's clients, it's best friends, it's open enemies, it's exes. The 7th house is where we negotiate, we have cooperation, we have these interactions with others. I call it your +1 house. The 7th house is marriage partners, but it's also where we have this trust and connection with others. And so there can be a danger of definite conflict because Mars in Taurus is the bull, slow, steady, this is mine, and being possessive over your resources or people that you are connected with. And there can be these combative power struggles that can happen. And this is not going to be a really good day that you're going to want to risk anything, because this is a fixed square, meaning neither side wants to give in. And Pluto is in your 4th house of your home, your family, your traditions, your people who feel like family, your upbringing. It's the foundation of which you build your life upon. And so there can be wanting to cut and sever some things, like cut people out of your life, argue over money, argue over traditions, argue over like what home should be like or what resources that we should have. You are looking at it from the perspective of, what about me? Mars in Taurus is driven by what it wants and who it wants and what it wants to do. And it takes care of its own like garden or yard. And so Pluto in Aquarius in your home expects you to honor everyone, to interact with everyone, to worry about the collective, not just think about yourself. And so this could be people at home or family members are at home or grandparents or people that feel like family clashing because they're asking you to sacrifice. And you're looking at it as, these people didn't earn it, they didn't work for it, this belongs to me. And the Pluto area is looking at it and saying, you're only worried about yourself. Number one, you're being selfish. Number two, you're not considering the whole group. You're just only thinking about me, me, me. And there is no I in team. And so Scorpio, these two areas of your life, they have to be integrated during this transit. It'll bring up this uncomfortable battle of wills. So Scorpio, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystik.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Sagittarius Sun and Sagittarius Rising, Mars in Taurus is in your 6th house of your service to others, your daily habits, how you take care of yourself, but also your relationship with your coworkers or your relationship with your employees. This is where we have our aunts and our uncles and our pets. And so all of these topics are combined in this house. And Mars in Taurus is, this is my area. This is my farm. This is my field. Stay out of it. This is what I'm taking care of. This is mine. And so there's going to be this conflict with Pluto. Pluto is in Aquarius in your 3rd house, your neighbors, your siblings, your cousins. The 3rd house is where you connect with other people or you build relationships or where we talk and exchange ideas. And so Pluto in Aquarius is think about everybody. And Mars in Taurus is I need to think about myself, my possessions, my money, my resources, my food, my things that belong to me. And I need to have self-care of myself. I have to take care of my mental, physical, spiritual health, well-being before I can be of service to other people. And so there's going to be this power struggle over it's mine, no, you should share. And so it's a fixed square. Fixed squares, they don't want to move. Neither one of these planets in these areas of your life want to change. And so this is reevaluating your future. Mars wants to sever, cut, and remove. And this could be over money or resources or values. Now, you're thinking, what about me? Mars and Taurus being driven to go after what it wants, and it works really hard to get what it wants. And Pluto in Aquarius is saying, look, you need to help take care of everybody. What about the group mentality? Interact with everybody, the collective. What about What about your like employees? What about your neighbors? What about your siblings? What about everybody else? And so there's this opportunity for a clash because you're being asked to sacrifice and you're looking at it as they didn't earn it. They don't deserve it. And the Pluto in Aquarius is saying you're only worried about yourself and you're being selfish and you're not considering the whole group. And I'm saying that squares are meant to integrate the energy. It's meant to bring about this difficult transit of uncomfortable initiating changes in order to integrate the positive that can come from this, if not just to let you know where everybody stands. So Sagittarius, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. And for a private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystik.com. To get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Capricorn Sun and Capricorn Rising, Mars and Taurus is in your fifth house. Your fifth house for you represents lovers or children. It's the house of creativity, creating art or music. It's where we take a risk. It could be you gambling. It's you starting something, wanting to give birth to something. It's the house of romance and love, but it's like love affairs and recreation and fun and joy and pleasure. And Mars here has this connection to being slow and steady like the bull. I had to work really hard over this. I am now possessive over this. These are my resources. These are things that I created. This is mine. And so now there's going to be this combative power struggle between what is yours and what other people want like a little piece of. Pluto in Aquarius is your personal money, self-worth, cash, property, and resources. The second house represents your self-esteem and your spending goals. And the second house is what you need in order to feel secure with who you are, whether it be money or people. And so this Mars wants to possibly cut or sever and like cut ties with people. Sever, like not just have a healthy boundary, just say, no, these are my resources. No, you can't touch them. Go find another sandbox to play in. Mars is what about me? And in Taurus, it's taking care of things that you are like you believe belong to you. And in the Pluto and Aquarius wants you to honor and interact with the collective. Well, what about everybody else? What about, like, what about your partners? And what about everybody else? There's this clash between your self-worth, something that you're creating or something that you're invested in, and you're being asked to sacrifice, and you're looking at it as they didn't earn it, they don't deserve it. I put in all the hard work, the blood, the sweat, the tears, and Aquarius is saying it's always about you, and you need to be thinking about other people and quit being so selfish, and you need to consider the whole group. And so Capricorn, this is in trine to your first house of self. So we know that this could have something to do with something that you have started, you've initiated, you've created, you have like invested in or taken a gamble on, or your own personal children. And so I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For a private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystik.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Aquarius Sun and Aquarius Rising, Mars and Taurus is in your fourth house of home. So we know that this has something to do with family, traditions, the foundation of which you build your life upon. Your fourth house can be like your grandparents or your living situation, or it's literally like who's in your home or the home in which you grew up in. Now, the connections are always to Scorpio, which represent like danger, and Mars and Taurus in the sign of the bull is this is mine. My house, my home, my family, my traditions. This is my security here. It's slow, it's possessive over food and resources and people. And so it can be like these combative power struggles that have to do everything with you. Pluto in your first house represents your identity, things that you want to create, things that you want to share with the world. The first house I always explain as it's your business card or your website. It's what you're creating or how you want to be seen. It's your strength and your habits. It's your identity of who you are. And so there's this fixed square. Fixed squares, they don't want to change. They don't want to move. And so neither wants to give in somebody with home or a relative from home and who you are, like evaluate, like your identity. And so there can be this power struggle. And it's going to have you reevaluating like what your future is, because Mars will want to cut and sever over the money, the resources, and like, no, you can no longer do this, or no, you cannot have this. Something that may have been promised to you, something that you thought it was yours. The fourth house represents everything that has to do with your past, but it's also our real estate, our property, our traditions. Now, Mars is thinking, what about me? In the sign of Taurus, this is mine. And so this could be a family member saying, hey, you're being self-centered, you're being selfish, you're not thinking about the group. And Pluto in Aquarius is thinking about everybody. It's the collective. There's this clash between you're being asked to sacrifice, and somebody might be selfish. And there's this, how do I integrate these two areas of my life during this transition? And so Aquarius, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystik.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Pisces Sun and Pisces Rising, Mars in Taurus is in your third house of communication, your neighbors, your siblings, people that you see on a day-to-day basis. It's where we make friends and we make these connections with people. The third house is not just siblings and neighbors, but it's basically all forms of like media and language and thoughts and ideas. And it could be like putting your thoughts and ideas down on paper or on the computer. It can also be modes of travel and connections that way. And so the connections to Scorpio mean that there could be conflict, because Mars in Taurus is slow and can be very possessive of these are my friends. This is what I've created. This is my car. This is mine. And so the third house are all types of relationships, and it's building relationships, and it's how you connect and talk and exchange ideas with others. And I want you to add in the layer of your personal resources. And so there could be these power struggles, because it's a fixed square between Pluto and Aquarius in your 12th house. The 12th house represents hidden enemies that you just didn't know were out there. It's also the house of self-sabotage. And so bringing in this fixed square of neither area wants to give in of, I can't believe I fell for this. I thought we were friends. It'll have you reevaluating your future, because Mars wants to cut and sever, and this could be over your money, your resources, or some type of communication or travel. You are thinking, well, what about me? Because Mars in Taurus wants to keep everything to itself, and Pluto in Aquarius thinks about the whole, thinks about everybody else, the collective. And so there has this possibility of a clash between you being asked to sacrifice something to somebody else and give up something that you feel they didn't earn it, they didn't do it. This could be somebody taking credit for something that you've done, and they're looking at it as you only worry about yourself, and that you're being selfish and you're not considering the whole group. And so 12th house, hidden enemies, self-sabotage. Do not allow someone to do this, but how do you tactfully stand up for yourself and identify who they are and have these healthy boundaries around them? Pisces, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystik.com, and to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe.